Who is that? Who's there?
Relax. We're allies. We've been looking for you.
Assaulter, I believe the name is. Correct?
Well, I guess you found me.
Yes, you've been hiding since the war, haven't you?
Hey, don't even talk to me about war. You don't even know the things I've seen.
War's been hard on all of us, son. But we've come to you because Springer sent us. You come highly recommended, son.
Ultra Magnus!
Yes, and this is Prowl. In short, Assaulter, we've come to you because we need you. An Autobot by the name of Blur has been taken captive.
So, will you help us?
This all seems more your problem. I don't really see why I should.
Think of it this way, Assaulter. You wouldn't be just saving this Autobot, or yourself, but your whole fellow Autobot race. Thousands of innocents, they'd all be indebted to you, Assaulter. Wouldn't that be enough for you? By the way, Springer said I should mention that Blur's a wrecker. Said he figured it might make a difference somehow.
So, since you came around, Assaulter, there will be 2 guards at the south entrance of the Garrison High Security Penitentiary.
I must be crazy doing this. Oh well. Let's wreck and rule! Hello and welcome to another Wackimus HD figure reviews. The figure we're looking at this time is Fans Projects Warbot Assaulter. We start off here with Assaulter in his fighter jet mode. Clearly Assaulter is an indicative modern imagining of the G1 broadside, being a 3-moded master and triple changer form. Yes, he reflects his G1 counterpart with retaining all 3 of his original modes, with a kinda anime styling, if you will. This plane, for example, has a very Robotech space jet plane feel to it, which I'm completely fine with. Assaulter utilizes some chunky shapes and styles into his aesthetic that really help him fit in with his fellow brethren of Steel Core and Defender. And his wingspan is enormous to mention, utilizing what will become his gun blasters in his robot mode in a very unique and effective way that pushes his wings to lengths that are sheer epic in length, making Assaulter probably one of the largest jet plane transformers you will ever have in your collection, even if it's not really one of the most aerodynamic of designs. Underneath you can flip out 3 pieces of landing gear though. Well, 2, and a spaceship bridge? Well, if you can look past this, it's actually pretty nice that Fans Project included this, even if the front's a little strange. But guys, this is 1/3 of the transformations, and it's a win so far in my playbook. Let's take a look and see what the rest of his modes are like. Starting Assaulter's transformation, you basically disassemble the wings and almost transform this guy into robot mode, with a slight minor bit of alterations. The end result is basically a really interesting concept, and one where the original G1 character never really acknowledged the mass shifting ability that this guy would have to do to attain it. This guy is different. He embraces it fully, especially when you read the comic book of Assaulter. The end result is a gorgeous version of a spaceship aircraft carrier, the likes of which in this mode harkens a lot more Robotech references, definitely referencing another aircraft carrier mode, the SDF-1. Yes, both Assaulter here and the SDF-1 both look like they could have been deployed by the very same naval force. Assaulter is very solid in this mode and very good size. He's got some good weight to him, but what's most important is everything seems to really peg in really nice. Nothing's really loose, but the first couple times of trying to peg in the rear panels, you might have a few problems with the tabs, being that they're very, very tight. After you do it the first couple times, though, everything seems to go in very smoothly. It just takes that first little bit of breaking in, I think. Yes, many feel that this is Assaulter's weakest mode though, and I can't fail anyone for feeling that way. This isn't something that is going to necessarily do it for everyone, especially considering that the original broadside had a Earth-based aircraft carrier. This is a spaceship one, and there's a lot of gappage issues on here, including some of the problems of trying to wrap your head around the idea of a spaceship aircraft carrier. Why would you need one in space? Despite all that fact though, I really like the size of this thing and the way that they implemented it, and again, going back to the anime style, I really cannot feel that terrible about it. I like this thing. But of course, there's still one more mode with this triple changer master, and that is of his robot mode. Now, basically, to transform him to that, we're almost there, just a couple flips of the panel and straightening out the arms, lengthening the legs. There isn't a whole lot to do here. It's something I really appreciate that Fans Project did here. Assaulter seems like a really complicated transformer, yet he isn't. He's very simplified. Something that the Defender mold probably lacked a lot of. And if you were scared off from the original Defender Warbot, thinking that the rest of the line was going to follow suit with that, I've got to say, this guy follows the line of Steel Core a lot more. Very simplified transformations, something I think Fans Project has taken a huge note of from the fans base. I think this guy anyone could figure out. And the end result, a beautifully modernized rendition of the G1 character of Broadside. Yes, this guy will look perfect within your Classics line, and that is exactly what he's designed to do. The first thing of note with Assaulter's robot mode is how planted and how firm his stance is. He's a very weighted character with a lot of diecast down in his lower leg section, but he is a very chunky, clicky robot who doesn't seem to really want to fall down. He is planted on your shelf. Yes, it's a true testament of where Fans Project has come since doing the original Defender Warbot mold. Yes, they've really built up their style and ingenuity and really the creativity in making a really well-built Transformer, as we've all come to really expect from them. However, how does he actually really stand up to other Transformers? Well, he comes with some accessories, being the two blasters that you've seen him in a lot of the pictures that I've shown, as well as his blasters have this neat little melee device where you can flip out a blade like this, and he can use them as armed weapons. This was an interesting choice in my opinion, given the Broadside character, one that I really couldn't see any use for, but it's something that adds a little bit more playability to the figure, I guess. And he does look pretty fantastic wielding them, I have to say. He can double wield his guns fantastically, as you can see here. As well as he has another little feature located in his head, something that we weren't told about until we got this figure, which is this red face. I don't know how to really take this, other than it looks very small and kind of comes off as a bit of a Native American type face to me, which maybe that's what they were trying to go for. Either way, this guy is going to look really great within your Warbot collection. And as you would assume, he fits in perfectly with other Fans Project characters with that very chunky, very built-up aesthetic that he has. However, he does come off a little bit as the brute force of the group, and it's easy to see why. He's definitely the biggest, and for the price of what you're getting for this guy, for Assaulter, comparable to the other Warbots, I would say this guy is definitely, you're getting your money's worth. As well as he looks fantastic alongside other Fans Project characters such as City Commander and the Protector mold. As well as he's of course going to look great with your Classics line, as I said recently, with other brethren of the Autobot Flyer groups. So I think this guy is a win in my book, guys, and I would definitely recommend Assaulter. So this has been Wackimus Prime, hoping that this has helped you decide and choose whether this is something you want to purchase and pursue. The Warbot Assaulter. My only question is now, where does Roadbuster?